Guy. Crying again.
I know.
Do you have a handkerchief?
For you.
Use this.
Thank you, Annie. That's better. Where was I?
You were telling me how you'd like to stop here and have your supper.
Oh, yeah. And then I got into Edith.
Then you got back onto Edith.
I'm sorry about that. It just sort of sneaked up on me.
You're in bad shape, Guy.
And now I just can't help it.
I think maybe I should try someone else.
No, I'll be all right, I promise. Where's my Ativans?
I didn't realize you were so far gone.
I'm okay, really. It's just talking about this so much today got me going again, that's all. Normally I'm a really stable guy. Tell me some more about Berlin.
I've told you everything. Her father worked with my father, and then we studied together, and...
And what?
Well, nothing. She stayed with me when she first came to London. Actually, it was Miles who told me about you.
She told me about you.
I was really desperate for someone to stay for a few days. Otherwise, I wouldn't have bothered with this guy. I got his address from a friend. The only thing we had in common was his ex-girlfriend, Edith. I knew her quite well. She'd gone back to Germany to be a drummer in a rock band. That was a couple of months ago.
Do you want some?
No, thanks.
Did you ever do any paintings of her?
Edith? No.
Not that I'd buy one now, anyway.
Well, most of my work was lost in the fire.
Oh, right.
I was a very unsuccessful artist whose studio had just burned down. I was not exactly in an optimistic frame of mind either. Can I have one?
Sure you don't want some soup?
Avocado soup?
Yeah. She gave me the recipe.
I thought you'd like them with seafood. What was it again?
All right. Crab salad.
Right.
This is where she used to work.
Oh, no.
That's how I met up with her again. I started working nights as a minicab driver. They've got an account here, so I don't pay. He just marks it up to my car. She used to be in there, writing songs, half in English, half in German. I'll show you in a minute. The main reason I'm still doing this driving is so that I can watch the last traces of her disappear. God, sometimes I can hardly bear to come here when I think about how long it's been since I last saw her. All that time carrying us apart. All those great times getting buried deeper and deeper. Like the first time she took my arm walking down Shaftesbury Avenue. All gone. Yes! What's the matter? This is what I meant by the last traces of her. She used to leave messages for me like this, and then before she left, she must have gone through the whole roll somehow. I put this line along the side. Every time I come to check now, I think it'll have run out by now, or there'll be a new roll or something.
Was hast man dir, du armes Kind, getan? Do you read German?
A bit. I've started going to evening classes.
I think it's from Goethe. He had tried to remove all traces of Edith from his flat. There were no photographs of her, and he'd thrown out any possession she'd left there. But all he had succeeded in doing was finding more associations among the things that remained. The drums left in the boot of his car one night, a dent in the lampshade, 2 postcards full of old-fashioned sentiment. So many small details were now signposts to his unhappy love affair with Edith.
I'll find someone new. One day.
She may come back to you.
You think so?
It's possible.
Yeah, she'll get tired of drumming.
Yes. Her arms are so thin.
I tried to interest her in film.
Oh, you interested in film?
Well, I'm a film librarian by day.
I once worked in an animation studio. Oh, it was good.
How come you don't have a boyfriend?
Oh, well, you know how it is. I mean, legally I'm still married anyway.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah. But I haven't seen my husband for, nearly 2 years now.
What happened?
He went home.
To Berlin?
Hartlepool.
Oh. 2 years is a long time.
Yeah. But I haven't been faithful. That makes the time pass more quickly, you know.
I suppose it does. What went wrong?
He came out.
Did he? Where from?
He realized he was gay.
Christ, that must have been a bummer.
For me?
Oh, no, I meant for... I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Anyway, it's getting late now, so, Look, I won't show you my room. It's in a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm trying to put up some shelves. So if you hear any strange noises in the middle of the night, don't be alarmed, all right?
Sure. The bathroom is down the hall on the right. Yeah?
Right. Here's a sleeping bag.
Oh, thanks, but I have my own.
Oh, well, use it as a pillow then.
Ah, that's a good idea.
So what happened to all these men you've been unfaithful with?
Oh, there weren't that many, really. Just a few. We parted again.
You don't get serious anymore?
Oh, I was never serious to start with, really.
Oh, I see. Bitter and cynical, eh?
Cynical? Oh, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of luck, really. Sometimes the men I like don't like me, and sometimes the guys that like me, I don't like. I have a very simple philosophy. Sometimes I'm lucky, and sometimes I'm unlucky.
Well, I don't believe that. Surely you can make men like you or dislike you?
Oh, no. It all depends on the man and the situation. There are so many factors, you know. In the end, the way I act is just a matter of luck as well.
You mean you just don't bother with men anymore?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I'm still interested, but bothering doesn't always seem to make a difference, you know. I mean, men are so... they're always concerned with appearances. Is she beautiful enough for me? Am I beautiful enough for her? Men are so competitive. That's what really matters to them. They always have to be winning something or else they're losing.
God, you don't hate men, do you?
Oh, no. I don't prefer women. I just... how should I put it? I just don't expect much.
Some nights we'd just climb out there, sit around, drink.
Great view.
You think so?
London.
You like London?
When I first came here, I looked around and I thought, what a mess. Anything is possible here.
And now?
Now, the longer I stay, the less possible things seem.
Oh, well, you stood me up with me then.
I really like the idea of overnight success.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind being rich and famous either.
But the struggling part is boring.
It's just rich, really.
Oh, it's not so much the money, it's recognition. Being recognized for my work.
You could still make it. I mean, you're not exactly over the hill just yet.
Oh, I don't know. Been here a long time now. Things never go where you want them to.
Ah, well, the knack is getting the lift.
You're good at it.
I know. Can't say I'll ever be rich and famous for it, though.
You won't even get any recognition.
Well, there's not a lot of point to it, really.
It's truly an art form.
Well, I wouldn't get too serious about it.
Oh, I know, but I do. I always get serious about the wrong things.
That's because you're German.
Perhaps it's the wrong thing, so they're always serious.
Are these all you have left?
Yes. An art dealer just sent them back to me.
I don't know, maybe you should go back to Germany.
Oh, that's always a possibility, but...
But what?
But I don't want to do that.
Well, you know what I think? I think you have talent.
Thank you.
But
For what?
But you are a bit of an oddball, Anna.
You can talk. This reminds me of when I was very young. My father took me down to the docks to have a look at some warships there. The public was allowed aboard to inspect them. And I remember looking at the little domes on the front of the ship where the guns were mounted. And I couldn't understand where the men fired the guns from. So I asked my father, where does the man sit? And he said, inside the little domes. And I looked, but I couldn't see any doors or windows. So I said, but how does he get inside? And my father said, as a joke, of course, Well, he has to crawl down the barrel. And the barrel was about the size of this tube. And I couldn't understand how a man would ever fit down such a tube. And then my father asked me if I wanted to go inside one of these little domes to look for myself. And although I really wanted to, I said no. Because I was frightened, getting stuck, sliding down the barrel.
See what I mean? You need none of this more than I do.
What for?
Well, so you could find out all about sublimation of sex drives and stuff.
What sex drives?
You know, like your instincts, your libido.
I thought that was one of those long things with batteries in the bottom.
No, seriously, I mean, I haven't found out what's the matter with me yet. And I found plenty of things that were wrong with Edith. God, you could pick up all sorts of interesting tidbits. You could find out what drives you to pain.
Nothing drives me to do anything.
Of course it does. These are the only things that keep us all going. Basic, irrational drives like sex and aggression.
And what drives these drives?
What are you doing?
I'm looking for some lemon juice.
That was going to be my supper.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Do you have avocado soup every night?
When I'm driving,
I'm sorry, Guy.
I'm a creature of habit.
Well, here, have it. I've hardly touched it.
No, have it now. There should be another one somewhere.
Well, look, I'm going out later. I could buy you another one. How about that?
But I'm going out as well. I've got German lessons tonight. And usually I go driving straight afterwards.
Well, can't you stop in here and I'll make you some avocado soup?
Oh.
Let me do something for you. You won't let me pay for anything.
Well, you haven't got any money, have you?
Well, I've got enough for an avocado.
It throws my routine out.
Well, how does it? You've only got to stop, pick it up and go again. You spend that much time watching the lights on a nationwide building.
True.
All right, that's settled then.
Well, do you think you can have it ready by, say, 8?
Oh, come on, Guy. What do you think I am?
I might as well go now, then.
All right. I'll see you back here then at 8, okay?
Okay.
I'm just taking my pictures round to Miles, and I'll buy an avocado on the way back, okay?
Okay. I'll see you.
Right. Bye.
Bye.
I have to admit I got back late, though. I must have used up all my togetherness finding the flat again. But I felt confident, just the same. I'd finally found what I needed for my work. Some new inspiration. It took me a long time, because basically it meant looking where I least expected to find it. Most of the time I found it by accident. It was good to know I could still recognize it when I saw it. At least with new inspiration I had some direction again. That's what Guy needed. Some direction. He had all these exact little routines he followed. He was so precise about little things. But what about big things? His life didn't really have a general direction. All he could do was make everything neat and consistent. On the other hand, I had a tendency to let things fall apart. Maybe I was just lazy. Sometimes I would start doing something for no particular reason. Just sort of making a game out of it. Seemed harmless enough. Sometimes I would invent little games to fill in the time. Other times I would start playing them without realizing I was supposed to be doing something else. For some reason, I had this habit of distracting myself. That meant it usually took me a long time to get things done. It also meant I had a lot of explaining to do afterwards. But I'd learned to live with that. Getting hung up on a woolen thread didn't seem like such a big handicap in life. My husband used to tell me I had an untrained mind. He thought I could never see the consequences of these things. That wasn't true. I just never looked for them. By the time I reached the middle of the lounge, I realized what I was actually doing. I thought about it for a minute, and it seemed like I must be on the verge of some kind of record. I decided Guy's room was the goal to aim for. For a minute, I didn't think I was going to make it. But I did. He really had removed all the pictures of Edith. That was sad. And he really had not got very far with his bookshelves. That was also sad. When I saw the avocados there, I suddenly remembered I was supposed to be making some soup. I started thinking about going back to Germany again. This was something that came over me at odd moments. Sometimes I persuaded myself I would be happier there. But just when I had agreed to go back, something would happen to me to change my mind and stay in London a little bit longer. Sometimes I'd get a job translating or sell a painting or meet a guy. 5 or 6 times I'd almost gone back, and then something or someone had appeared at the last moment, like in a melodrama. The hero suddenly appears and... Oh, God.
Do you mind if I ask what you're doing?
I'm preparing avocado soup. What does it look like?
You certainly have your own way of going about things.
I know, I'm an artist.
And what, may I ask, were you doing in my room?
I think I was setting some kind of a record.
God, you really are weird, you know, Anna.
I was only joking.
So one of the places isn't burnt down.
Oh, don't get so uptight about it.
I'm not uptight, I'm just double parked, that's all.
Oh, I must remember that one.
What's this in aid of?
Oh, don't touch that.
Thinking of working for Lufthansa?
Oh, don't. That's for my work.
I won't spoil it, don't you worry. God, the way you work, it probably has some bearing on the avocado soup.
Oh, come on, Guy, really.
Now, who's getting uptight about it?
Guy?
There is a distinct air of menace in your eyes.
Guy!
God, I invite you to stay for a few days. You turn the place into a bloody art event.
Give me back that picture.
This is quite ridiculous. You realise that?
Take them off. Does that hurt?
No. Well, a bit.
You should put something on it.
It'll be all right.
You're welcome.
Could you pass me the towel, please?
So, So, shall we fuck?
Yes. I keep thinking I should be more involved. But instead I just keep thinking. Like the first time I ever went out with her when I was just a schoolboy. I remember there was this amazing kite flying overhead like a giant question mark. We'd gone for a walk up this hill one evening. And there was a children's playground on the top. Someone must have been flying the kite from the other side of the hill because it just seemed to rise up out of nowhere. Anyway, we got to the playground and she climbed onto the slide just to show me what a playful, innocent soul she really was. And from the top of the steps she asked me something which I didn't catch. And at that moment, directly behind her, the kite sort of seemed to bob up. I was so taken with it, I didn't answer her. And she started to sulk. And all the while, this kite was just sort of wriggling around directly behind her face. I thought it was funny. And I suppose I must have been smiling, even though she was quite serious about something. And of course she got angry. And I remember thinking to myself, I should be more involved. Why am I laughing? And all of a sudden, the wind just seemed to carry the kite away. Maybe the string snapped or they let go or something. Next time I looked, it was gone.
Perhaps someone cut it. Wait. Just a second. All right. Now.
Ich liebe diesen Prinzen. Ich liebe dich, mein Räuber. Ich liebe dich, mein Räuber. Ich liebe dich, mein Räuber. Der Räuber und der Prinz, der Räuber und der Prinz, der Räuber und der Prinz. Der Räuber und der Prinz, der Räuber und der Prinz.